cement, somebody had already taken it. These granite tags, today they are moving granite kaolin. All you need to do, take it, put it inside the bottle, pour water, shake it, and drink. Your stomach ache is gone. So please, Your Excellency, I want to sincerely commit. I will take out of the statement of His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto that you should bear the consequence. Please need to bear the consequence. Federal government will not make you to deliver what you intend to deliver. They don't have any vision for the mineral endowment of this country. And I will give you an example. Mining has a value chain, and the value chain, please, the way you have done, that you partner with these people within 2 years, they are able to determine and establish a reserve of mineable limestone that can be used to produce cement. Please continue to do that. However, there is one
promising. You have to have every structure to ensure that the investor is comfortable investing his money. And finally, we have Valerie, the poor is stepping up, and Bello or slightly is also thinking about their investment. There will be a lot of crowds in that particular area. So with abundant renewable resources, especially solar, Bauchi State, and especially the chief business officer of the state, His Excellency.
Address this place, this venue, and this occasion, so that at least we will not lose out completely. Although I know most of the people who have left, they have lost the benefit of hearing about this very quintessential leader, a leader who led by example, a leader who led Nigeria better than I have a singular honor to invite His Excellency, the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Goodluck Jonathan, to address this gathering. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Just like the governor said, we traveled a very long distance to be here. I'm quite pleased at this meetup and also having my voice. But I'm not to be at the opening ceremony to listen to the speakers. Well, I missed that. His Excellency, our Governor, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, members of the State Assembly, and honorable commissioners, members of our diplomatic corps, thank you for coming in these high numbers. What the people have seen here, I know very well that Bala is on the right track. Our very senior citizens, captains of industries, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly honored to be here today in this historic and culturally rich state of Bauchi as a special guest at this very important investment and economic summit. I thank His Excellency Governor Bala Mohammed for the kind invitation and warm hospitality extended to me and my team since our arrival. This summit is not just a gathering, it's a declaration of Bauchi's readiness to embrace the future with courage, vision, and ambition. Bauchi State, with its vast land, youthful population, rich culture, and strategic location, stands at the threshold of unprecedented transformation. For too long, the potentials of many of our states, north and south, have remained underutilized. But with what is happening today, we know that this is the beginning of a major change. This two-day summit themed rebuilding a resilient economy, optimizing investment and partnership, is evidence of that change. It signals a bold shift from dependence on federal allocations to a model driven by internally generated revenue, industrial development, and public-private partnerships. On that note, I commend Governor Bala Mohammed and his team for taking the bold steps of bringing you all here, not only as visit, but to be a part of it by investing in Biafra State. Investment thrives where there is vision, stability, and sincerity of purpose. And I believe Biafra State is sending the right signals to all of us. As a former president, I understand deeply the role that the private sector plays in economic transformation. No government can do it alone. The fastest growing economies are those where governments create the right conditions, the enabling environment, including security, infrastructure, policy, consistency, and then allows the private sector to lead. To investors here today, I say this, Biafra is open for business. But more than that, Biafra is ready to partner with you, whether in manufacturing, agriculture, solid minerals, renewable energy, tourism, education, or healthcare. The opportunities are vast. The investment will not only yield returns, it will create wealth, create jobs, uplift communities, and position Biafra State as a hub for sustainable development. In fact, we just witnessed the agreement that was signed, and when I heard that Biafra State can make 5 billion annually, in fact, I said, yes, we have started very well. This development, however, cannot thrive in the absence of peace. One of the most important investments we must all make, from the government to the private sector and the people and civil society, is the peace building, tolerance, and inclusion. No matter how attractive the economic opportunities may be, investors will only come where there is safety, stability, and respect for the rule of law. And because we've listened to the discussions, and we are sure that this is a very peaceful state. But when we were traveling from the airport down there with the governor, I was asking some questions, and in fact asked, what is the population of Biafra State? So that used to be 8-point-something million. But he's thinking that maybe quite close to 10 million now, because neighboring states that have a lot of insecurity challenges are bringing their families to Biafra State. So it shows clearly that Biafra State is a state for investment. And let me commend Governor Bala, somebody I know reasonably well, because he was one of my best ministers. And you know, at the national level, the face of the president signifies a lot to investors. And that, in fact, in most countries, if elections are going on and a particular person people believe in is leading, you see the stock market will start appreciating. They have not yet, the stock market will start appreciating. And that means hot cash will be coming in. The portfolio investors will be rushing because there is hope. Investors just want hope. The economy is driven by hope. If people don't have hope in any country, nobody will bring his money. At the national level, it's the same. If they have hope in the national government, that this is a government that will do things well, the money will come in, the investors will come in. But if they believe that this government, if you want to establish business, they will come and ask you for percentages of your business and forget that people will disappear. So, Governor Bala, the little I know, is somebody who can bring hope to Biafra State, and he has brought hope to Biafra State. And the investors will have that confidence because you are committed to do what is right. And you appreciate anybody from any part of the country or any part of the world who does good things to come and work with you. So with you, there is hope. And let me say, well, the governors of our states really need to take this approach of creating wealth within the states, not just receiving money at the center. In Nigeria, one was maybe after the Civil War, that was the time at least I knew a little about. I didn't know what happened in the First Republic. Most states, they didn't have companies. I remember in Port Harcourt, we have new that were producing fans and others. The electrical workforce. But after some time, you see that even the government companies, state-owned companies, died. Nigeria Airways, shipping line, all of them, and we agreed that government cannot do business. And we threw all this out. And I believe we must re-examine this. I believe that the states can partner with the private sector. Don't lead. Create the environment, and you can take the percentages. You put the money there. And of course, some states are doing that by one, they have their airline and so on. Probably they would have partnered with the private sector. And you provide the funds and resources. And that airline would have made a difference. I believe that the states can do that. One, as a deputy governor in here to China, we went to China and let the state team who investment team to go to China and meet different investors and so on. As at that time, Bayelsa State is a new state, rural state, not worth it. And one thing I noticed is that in China, they have different tiers of government. But even the least tiers of government, they invest even outside the country. Most of the Chinese companies that work here are owned by either the national government or regional, sub-regional government. And the states can do so. And I believe it is time for the state governors to think differently on how we can create jobs, create wealth within a state. And one thing, I listened to the discussions. Of course, the main talk there is about big businesses. But I will also ask the governor, I believe probably in the morning they discussed that the medium and small and micro, small and medium state enterprises should not be left out. And the governments of the states should encourage that. And I will not advise government to give money to people directly. But there's a tendency for people to take such monies and say, this is my own. But you can partner with banks, especially Bank of Industry. They are doing well. If you have maybe 500 million, that you want to empower that level of micro, small businesses, because these are businesses that create jobs, sometimes more than even the big enterprises. You can partner with the Bank of, that's why I was asking whether Bank of Industry is there. If Bank of Industry is there, Bank of Agriculture is there, ask them to also speak. Because you can partner with them, give them the money to manage for the state. And they will make sure that those who take the money will pay back. That will stimulate the growth of medium enterprises that grow bigger and bigger. I believe even the commercial banks need to think about ways of partnering with states to stimulate the growth of small businesses. Some states can invest, not ownership of the bank, but we agreed on some amount of money. But the banks will now manage that money on behalf of the states and make sure that those who take that money pay back. And in fact, in some countries, the women are even pushing for women bank. I know in Sierra Leone, one lady is advocating for female banks, and I remember I had a conversation with the African Development Bank. And African Development Bank was quite interested in supporting them. There's nothing wrong in some of our states also creating banks for only the women. That's because we talk about financial inclusion every day in every program. That is the only way we can empower our women. And on that note, let me once again appreciate my brother, my junior brother, Governor Bala, his deputy, and indeed the government of Bayelsa State for coming up with this initiative. And from what I've heard from just this morning's session, we have another one and tomorrow too, and of course what happened in the morning. I believe at the end of this program, more investors will come and life in Bayelsa State will change for better. I thank you all.
Please put your hands together for His Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. You can see experience that Nigeria still needs. Please put your hands together for him again. The next panel is discussion. Please put your hands together once again for this fantastic panel, economic and investment opportunities in Bayelsa State. I think they deserve a very big round of applause. Thank you. And once again, we are told to announce that those who came by the UMSA flight, UMSA airline, the flight is about taking off. You can rush to the airport so that you don't miss it. Yes, like we were talking of the UMSA flight, and we don't want you to miss the flight. Please just rush to the airport. So we'll get to Farquhar International Airport and catch that UMSA airline flight. And very quickly, let us appreciate His Excellency once again, because I'm told he is leaving us. His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR. Thank you so much for the wonderful things you have said. And delegates, participants, investors are reminded that there will be a dinner to be hosted by His Excellency, the Bayelsa State Governor, later at 8 p.m. Please put your hands together as the distinguished guest. It is at this point we round up the panel discussion. The second panel, agricultural sector investments, dynamics and opportunities, will hold in the morning tomorrow. In the morning tomorrow, we will hold that panel discussion. It will be moderated by Dr. Usman Bugadi and other panelists. So, without much ado, I will. Venue of the dinner is Government House, Banquet Hall. Government House, Banquet Hall. Time 8 p.m. tonight. Once again, those who came by the UMSA airline, please rush to the airport so that you don't miss the flight. Tomorrow's session is at 9 a.m. in the morning. 9 a.m. in the morning, and we should all arrive here by 8:30. We should all be here by 8:30. The panel discussion will commence at 9 a.m. Meanwhile, we'll have dinner tonight at the instance of His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Wala Mohammed, CON, at Government House, Banquet Hall, 8 p.m. tonight. Put your hands together once again for all of us. It was an excellent day. We commissioned the International Conference Center. It's Ahmadu Bello we commenced the Bauchi Investment Center within the conference center. What a way to start the day. I think it's been a very, very productive day. And that production is because of the vision. Vision of this distinguished Senator Bala Abdul Qadir Mohammed. Put your hands once again, him and the executive committee and cabinet of Bauchi State who are doing a wonderful job. Thank you, thank you. See you later tonight at dinner. And then, of course, if you're not coming to dinner, see you at 9 a.m. for the panel discussion on
IB. Holding land is off. Laguna is off here.
agricultural sector investments, dynamics, and
Holding land too. I'm not seeing this video
9
here.
a.m. in this same
How are you
hall
going to video channel?
while you raise up the matter. Thank you very much.
So, immediately he came back.